Alright, the first thing I like to do is just to get my design and development files open. So we're going to open this up. Design files on the right. Do we need development files here today? No, we don't. What we need is the installation. Spellforce installation. Spellforce. Okay. Okay. So then the map we'll be working on is here. No, it'll be here. The other one is just a backup. Alright, let's open up the Rune armies. So Rune armies, orcs. We've got the overview is done, so now we just need to do the actual unit roster. These images are wrong, obviously. This is the spearman. So now is when I need to decide how the troops are going to work. Let's write down what their role is. I don't like the way this looks, so... Hunters replace a thug, basic melee unit. They don't deal as much damage as spearmen, have higher health. Here's what we're going to do. Let's put him on the right. Oops. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna write. I'm just gonna write their roles first. So this is the tank. Spearman is the melee DPS. Veteran's a commander, so they're very expensive. Can't afford to have many of them. The hornblower's the healer. Drummer is the other support. Now we've got 2 DPS that are ranged, so in addition to the spearman, which is melee range. So how do I differentiate them? The bone shaman is a debuffer. We know this. So the bone shaman is replacing the thug, because the orcs have 4 melee troops and they're all useless except the veteran. I mean, the fighters slash spearmen are kind of okay, but so I've replaced the thug because you don't need 4 melee troops. There's only really 3 main things you can do with melee fighters. You can have a tank, you can have a melee DPS, and you can have sort of some kind of commander unit that buffs all the other melee units around him. That is like really elite, but very expensive, so you can't have too many of them. Those are really the 3 archetypes that you can have. So having a 4th melee troop is just a waste. So instead, I've replaced it with the Bone Shaman, which is gonna cast 2 auras that debuff the enemy. So because the orcs don't have reliable healing like the humans and the elves, in order to give the orcs a bit more staying power, the Bone Shaman is going to debuff the enemy's strength and the enemy's chance to hit, so their dexterity. So that should cut down the damage that your front line is taking from, at least from enemy melee combatants. So that's what the Bone Shaman is. The Warboar is just a cheap frontline unit that you can spam. Cheap frontline cavalry because they move fast. Inferno is going to be another DPS. This is... Yeah, the orcs are a bit weird to balance. So let's think about the totem and the fire master. First, let's make the spearman armor piercing. So that gives you a reason to take some spearmen. Totem and fire master. So... think the Fire Master should be the raw DPS. let's look at what spells can we give. Yes, oh sorry, I didn't think I had somebody on here. Hey Condo Slam. Uh yes, so Drummer casts Warcry and Patronize to make your frontline like immune to spells, and then the Hornblower is the support unit that casts Benefactions. It's going to be a bit weaker than the dwarves because I don't want them having. We're talking about 1.54 for now. At some point, I'll update to 1.61, but just because there's a few things in 1.61 that don't work properly. So yeah. No, so my mod uses. I expect you to use smart mages. So my mod comes with smart mages. And I've set up the smart mages configuration to be specific for my mod. I think I can show you actually. If I go into the installation, where's my smart mages? Sorry, my installation is a bit big. Yeah, so you can see here. You can see that I've got very specific settings. Defensive mode. So list of unit general IDs for which always enable this mode. So Druid, Healer, Winter Mage. So I've specified certain units to use defensive behavior in Smart Mages. And I've set a whole bunch of settings here. You can determine at what percentage of HP they use Death Grasp, Durability, Blessing. So I've got very specific settings here to make my AI behave the way I want them to behave. Yeah, that's one of the few reasons I'm not doing 1.61. There's another reason. I don't know if you know this, but salvo doesn't work in 1.61. It only works if you're aiming to the left of the screen. So if you've got enemies on the right and your avatar's on the left, salvo just doesn't work. At least it didn't work in my playthrough. I just played Reimagined the whole game, and it didn't work when you tried aiming to the right. But if you aim to the left, if there's enemies on the left and your avatar's on the right, all of a sudden salvo works. So there's just a bunch of deal breakers for me in 1.61 at the moment. I think the mod allows me to mess with that scaling. If it doesn't, I was intending to give Earth Magic gear strength boosts. Because imagine you're playing like a pure Earth Mage, right? If you don't have the strength boost and the strength scaling, Rock Bullet's going to be kind of a bit pathetic. So I will balance it properly. But yeah, hold on, guys. Let me actually get some work. Right, we were looking, what spells should we give the totem to actually make him useful? That is not what I want. I want stats and abilities. Stats and abilities. Here we go. Let's take a quick look. Can't be white magic. I don't want my orcs using white magic. It is a little busted, but I can tweak it, I think. Again, everything can be balanced. It's just a numbers game. Alright, so what are we doing? What can we do with totems? Not death. Totems could give Death Grasp, which in my mod is a very good way of keeping units that would otherwise die alive. Definitely Dispel White Aura, I think, because a lot more enemies use white auras, like Tree Wraiths use Aura of Endurance early on in the campaign. I think that's what would do. Let's do Dispel White Aura, and then the upgraded version can cast Death Grasp. So Totem. DPS. Dispel White Aura. Yeah, I need an ad blocker, I know. No, so Salvo does work in one. Maybe it doesn't work in either version. I haven't tried in 1.54, but I know 1.61. I don't remember having issues with it in 1.54, but in 1.61 it doesn't work if you're aiming to the right of the screen. I need to test it. Smart Mages might have fixed it if that was the case. I'll test it at some point. But there's other features of Smart Mages that I like. I promise eventually I'll port the mod over to 1.61, but for now I'm just developing for 1.54. So DPS, Dispel White Aura, and then upgraded, we can give him Death Grasp. Death Grasp lasts a really long time as well, so we'll see how that plays out. And then the Fire Master is just pure DPS and AoE. Okay. So, Spearman. Yeah, I would too. Maybe I don't know how to pronounce his name, but maybe Unstalch will figure it out at some point. For now, I'm just enjoying Make My Mod. Alright, so, Spearman. What are the advantages to the Spearman? The Fighter's the tank that can apply debuffs that reduce the enemy damage output. And then the Spearmen are the melee DPS. They have a range of 2 because of their spears, so they can hit from behind the fighters, the front line of fighters and warboars. The veteran I'll design at a later date. These are wood elf portraits. I'll change them when I actually take pictures of the orcs. The hornblower. Okay, so I think that I want both support units to cast. Is it Patronize or Shelter? The AoE version. I don't remember. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Unupgraded Hornblowers will just do Benefactions. Drummers without the upgrades will do Warcry. And then upgraded versions both cast Patronize. Or let's just type this in basic Benefactions. Upgrade Patronize. So that's what they'll do. Yeah, so totems keep pain. Fire Master keeps Fire Burst and Wave of Ice. Wave of Fire. Patronizes AoE. Okay, thank you. And then the totems will have additional utility with disabling white auras. If Death Grasp ends up not being too useful, I might give them Remediless instead, since other units... for example, the Beastmen use Aura of Regeneration, the Beastmen Shamans. And then obviously human units will use Aura of Healing, enemy human units. In the Marshes of Muire, the main enemy faction is actually Wood Elves. So it's a faction of Wood Elves called the Wild Elves. They're basically Swamp Elves. They view all these civilized races as destroying the forests of the world. So they're very fanatic in defending nature. So they're actually just like, they kill any light worshipper or dark worshipper on sight. So their units use Aura of Healing. So when you play as the orcs in the Marshes, you might actually get some value out of Remediless to prevent like the enemy elves from healing themselves, or to reduce the number of enemy elves that heal themselves. So if Death Grasp doesn't work out, I might just go Remediless instead. And then obviously when you're playing against the Briar Wolves, they're going to have Aura of Healing, and you're going to be playing as the orcs. So I'm trying to diversify how the different engagements work. I'm trying to increase the number of enemies that use white magic. Yeah, so that's the thing about the spearmen. So the spearmen the spear has a range of 2, so they don't have to get right next to an enemy. They can attack from behind the front line. So if you play my mod, and I think if you play Reimagine, you can see this sometimes. Some of the units that have increased range, they don't spend too much time chasing enemies. They'll just attack. They can actually attack. So any weapon that looks like it should have a long range, like the spear, I just give it a range of 2 anyway. And it just helps to synergize. The fighter's the tank, and then the spearman is the DPS that hits from behind the tank. Okay, so basic benefactions, upgrade, patronize, war cry. Okay, so Fire Master, the basic will just be Fire Burst. Same as usual. Upgrade will be Wave of Fire. And I think the upgraded version, Staff with a range of 2. Two-handed staff. Same thing for the totem. So the basic totem has got Pain and Dispel White Aura. Oh, I didn't know that about the trolls. But yeah, it just makes sense, and it helps to prevent some of the annoying aspects. There's a lot of elements of the RTS in this game that are annoying, but a few clever tweaks will just fix these issues. Like, the game is almost there. It's just got a bunch of annoying shit. Bone Shaman. The Thug doesn't have an upgrade, so I can't do an upgrade for it. It's fine, he's just a debuffer anyway, so... That will be Aura of Weakness. And Aura of Inability? I think is Dexterity. Let's decide how fast do I want the Warboars to be. Let's go back to my design files. Let's compare to the humans and the Wood Elves. Okay, there's humans. And Wood Elves. So, the Forest Nymphs, because they're flying units, I gave them 175 move speed. The Dogs, I gave them 125. They're not as fast, but they can take more damage. I think I'm going to do the same with the Warboars. Oh, I might do that then. I might upgrade the Bone Shaman. I think the Bone Shaman's unique enough. Not every character requires an upgrade. At a later date, I might do additional upgrades. For now, people are complaining that my mod takes too long to develop, so I'm just trying to get some work done. But thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, so let's make the boars tanky but slower. Same as the human dogs. That's 125% move speed. Cheap frontline cavalry, so that is tanky but slow. If you, just in case you guys are curious, the racial traits for the orcs are here. So the racial trait is Dirty Tactics. All orcs inflict poison with their weapons. That literally means all orcs. It doesn't matter what weapon they have. An axe, a sword, a fist. They all inflict poison. They like to fight dirty after all. They will also retreat from battle when their health drops too low. But because they all inflict poison, this gives them the opportunity to, when they run away, gives them the opportunity to deal damage while not being on the front line. And gives them an opportunity to get healed by the hornblowers. And then the racial stats are, they have a strength boost and a stamina boost, and a bit of blunt resistance, but they lose huge amounts of agility, intelligence, and charisma. So this is just to differentiate the different races from each other. So the elves, for example, had lower strength and stamina, but much higher spellcasting abilities. Again, I feel like sometimes the units in the game don't feel different enough from each other. So I'm trying to differentiate them a lot more. So what should we do with the Inferno? we've already got a Fire Master. Obviously, it's a siege unit. Siege spells are getting reworked in Spellforce Reborn to be not as completely overpowered. Shorter range, longer cooldown, less damage. So you can use them much earlier on, but they're not necessarily gonna instantly destroy a camp, an enemy camp, right? And again, they're very expensive units, so. So Siege. Firestorm is their main spell. Oops. What else should we do with them? I could give them a damaging spell, because their AI doesn't behave very well. So what I could do, I could give them Chain Fireball. Firestorm has to be their last spell, because if it's their first one, they won't use the second and third spells. I did a little bit of testing, like a year ago, and I discovered if you put their siege spell as the last spell on their list, they will use the other spells as well. So my fire goblins that cast Firestorm, they actually cast Fireball as well. These units, unfortunately, I wish I could make them actually get involved in fighting, but they don't. So let's give them Riposte. I think they should cast that if their health drops too low. Or I could give them Steel Skin and see if that works. And if I give them a non-AoE spell, if I tell them to attack an enemy, I think that should force them to use that spell. We could actually test this now. Yeah, let's do it. Let's test it now, just to see. Let's load up the data file. If you're fighting against, like, ranged units, which you will be, against Wood Elves, then I guess they could sort of protect themselves. They've already got high health, so I don't think I want to give them durability and make them impossible to kill, right? Something a bit more niche. Let's load up the data editor and we'll run a quick experiment. Game data, here we go. Alright, let's find the Inferno. Text, Inferno. Spells, here we go. Flamestorm. Insert, insert. Spell data, let's find Chain Fireball. Why are there 3? Why are there 2? 2 different spell type IDs. That's interesting. I'm going to assume it's this one. Three, 4, 5, 1. Yeah. How much mana is that? 162 mana versus 81. Let's make that mana cost cheap, just so they can actually cast it. Recast time will be 30 seconds. Let's give it a fast casting speed. Then we'll copy this. I need a text file because unfortunately this shit doesn't work. Okay, spell ID is 3019. Go back to unit, Inferno. Let's actually remove this one. Oh, you can't remove, right? I hope I didn't just destroy my game. Just in case. Let's back up my game data file. There we go, Chain Fireball. We've lowered the mana cost, we've increased the cooldown. We've got perfect testing targets, so let's go ahead and test. Save. Let's exit out of this and make sure I didn't corrupt my game data. I hope I didn't. Please tell me I didn't corrupt. Okay. Doesn't look like it. I think I've got everything I need just to go in game now. Alright, free game. We've already got the perfect little... Just give me the paladin. I need... Ooh. Hold on. I need an orc monument in the map. Map editor. Load. Sorry guys, give me a moment. Spellforce map. Land free game. Or enemy testing. Here we go. Let's drop... Oh my god, I've already got a fucking orc monument in there. Hey! Why do I have an orc monument? Alright. I need some cheats now. Application. Give me goods. 10,000. Application. Set figure. Tech tree mode. No, I need building. Oh, I don't even know if I have the building. Set building tech tree mode. Set that to 1. It worked. Please tell me I actually have Fire Temple. Yes, I do. The orcs are summoning slowly. I haven't changed. I need to add that to the schedule. I need to change their summoning speed.
Where?
Okay, let's build the Fire Temple. Hey, I told you... Oh, building tech tree mode needs to be 0. There we go, Fire Temple.
Can't we go to war instead?
So we've got 3 test victims here. Oh, I didn't see what the range is on Chain Fireball. I should have. Test Chain Fireball. Please tell me this has a good range on it. Radius is 10. That's decent.
I'm on it.
Alright, let's speed this up.
Building ready for use.
This should work. What level is he? Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's disable that. we need to increase their levels.
Upgrade complete.
Hey, I thought I had rune stones. Apparently I don't. No. Pick a different character. Ah, no, that one doesn't. This one does. Here we go. What level should we use? I've got level 13. Then let's make these blades level 15. Okay, all I have to do is go to units. Oops. Search for blade captain. Make these guys level 15 so the spells actually hit. Save. And reload. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to equip level 13. We're going to re-enable my cheats. Building tech tree mode. And give me goods. Let's increase the speed.
Where? Can't we go to war?
These guys should be
instead?
level 15 now. Yes, they are.
Building ready for use.
Oh, I totally forgot. Okay, I'm an idiot. Please forgive me. I totally forgot the Infernos take your level. They don't use the Rune level. They're... So sorry, guys. Third time's the charm. Oh boy. Come on. Set time to 5.
Here.
What do you want? Yeah, whatever. Building ready for use.
Alright, now we summon.
Yes.
Level 29. Let's see if we can get these blades to move towards each other. Just so my Inferno has a better testing ground. Oh, they're actually quite close to each other. Alright, these guys should chase me.
Watch out.
You can see that I make them move very slowly, so...
Halfway there already. For the clan.
There we go. Siege Aura. Why do you not have the spell I gave you?
Yes, sir. War. At your command.
No, he doesn't have it.
For the clan.
Okay. I heard there was some weird nonsense going on with this. Let's just give him Fire Burst. What's going on here?
What? What now? Yeah, whatever. What now? What? Can't we go to war instead? What now? Building ready for use.
There it is. I wonder if because there's no level 12 version. Let's just give him steel skin like I said I was going to do, because I don't want that bug to happen again. Steel skin is 1593. Why can't you paste in here? And then we'll look for Chain Fireball again. Chain Fireball. Actually, there's a better spell for this. Chain... No, let's use Fireball. It's level 13. Ah, it's Fireball and Fire Burst. I'm an idiot, because I didn't spell that correctly. Okay, let's set this to 12. 3019. File, save. Come on.
Where? Yeah, whatever. Building ready for use.
There it is, Chain Fireball. It still thinks it's 13, though.
Upgrade complete. What's up?
He's got it now, okay. Let's slow time down so we can actually see what's happening.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why you're on...
For the climb! Forwards! Halfway there already!
First, let's see if he'll actually cast it himself.
Yes, sir. As you command. Yes, sir. As you command. As you command. Where's the
I'm
enemy?
gonna tell him to hold.
For the clan!
He does. He does. He casts it
Where's the
himself.
enemy? As you command.
Now we need to wait for that cooldown to run out.
Halfway there already!
I'll admit the animation is a little
I
weird.
smell blood. Yes, sir.
A bit weird.
Run! Where's the enemy? War! As you command. As you command. Halfway
yeah.
there already! Forwards! Forwards!
If you tell him to cast
Yes,
on
sir.
somebody,
Where's the enemy? As you command. Where's the enemy? Where's the enemy? As you command. Forwards! Forwards!
right, if I tell him to cast, he should cast it. There it
I
is.
smell blood. As you command.
It's a bit of a weird animation.
Where's the enemy?
I wish the animation was a bit better. Not much I can do about that, though.
Run! Take cover!
Let's run one more test. Let's drop some buildings. Let's just drop some orc buildings. Large headquarter. Oh. Let's go something smaller. 1, 2, 3. I want to know if he will cast while he'll cast. I want to know if he'll cast Chain Fireball, while he's casting the siege spell. So let's see if he will. I've renamed the siege spell to Flamestorm, so is it 1 word or 2 words? Flamestorm is 2 words in my mod. So he's got... What's the duration? Time between ticks. Let's increase all of these to 2,000 just for testing purposes. Oh my god, I cannot believe you can't. Why can't you control V? All of a sudden, control paste doesn't work. Gotta change all of these fucking one by one. Alright, let's just do up to level 12 for now. With any luck, I can get this guy to cast Chain Fire Burst, and while he's casting the siege spell. I'm an idiot. Those buildings are going to get destroyed very quickly because they're too low level. Where's the level? Let's increase these all to level 30. Level 30. Level 30. Let's make sure they're all level 30. Right, save. Override. Sorry about that. Yeah, I always forget to do something and I have to go back and do it. Okay. Enemy testing. Humans. Oops.
What do you want? Can't we go to war instead?
Alright, so we've got buildings here now. They all have 880 health and 80 health, so that should be more than enough.
Building ready for use.
Alright. Here comes the second test.
Upgrade complete.
Alright.
War!
Every 2 seconds.
Forwards! Forwards! Run! Yes, sir! Run! As you command. Forwards! Forwards! Halfway there already!
Let's get these guys here.
Forwards! 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 Yes, sir!
Okay, so he's casting.
As you command. Yes, sir! What's up?
He's casting.
For the climb!
Yeah, it does work. He can cast both at the same time.
Bullets! Bullets! Fighting makes it all worthwhile.
That is excellent. Okay, so we can actually make the Inferno useful. Thank God. Let's go back to my design files. This worked better than I expected. This is actually called Flame Storm. Okay, perfect. I think we got it. What about the Rage Fire? Actually, we could make the Inferno a bit more of a support unit. I know what I'm going to do with the Inferno. Forget Chain Fireball. Flame Shield. He's going to give Fire Shield. What's the cooldown on my Fire Shield spell? And that'll increase the damage the other units will deal. Because when they get hit, they'll deal damage. The Flame Shield will deal damage. That is a smarter idea. And then we'll give the Rage Fire, Chain Fireball. So Flame Shield. How does Flame Shield work again? Cooldown of 5 seconds, so it is a short cooldown. The cooldown does increase, but that's because the spell gets more powerful. Oh, I wish I had more control over... When does it get nasty? After level 6 it gets nasty, but that's because the sub-effect ID is actually Fire Burst, not a single tick of damage. That will make it more powerful late game. I'll need a custom version of Flame Shield. Because I don't want him to waste all of his mana giving Flame Shields. He's supposed to use his Siege Aura. But then we can make the Siege Aura have very little upkeep cost. Very low cost, but high cooldown. We don't even know if he will cast Flame Shield on his fellow teammates. Let's see if they will. So we're looking for Flame Shield level 12. It doesn't matter which one it is, so let's go 305. Unit. Inferno. Spells. 305. Save and reload. Should give... it'll only trigger when there's enemies nearby, though, so we'll have to send some workers. Hold on. Let's get rid of the buildings, too, since they're just going to get in the way now. Okay, okay, here we go.
What? If you say so. Yes. Building ready for use. Upgrade complete. Where's the enemy? What's up?
Okay, so he's not casting yet.
Already. Yes, sir.
Let's move everyone near enemies, and we'll see if this works. I'm hoping it does.
Run! What's up? As you command. Where's the enemy? Halfway there already. Run!
He's not casting yet.
I smell blood.
He's casting now.
What's up?
Wait. Oh, he's casting it on
What's up?
himself.
What a key. For the clan! What do you want? Okay.
Wait.
Run!
Flame shield is on
Well,
cooldown.
okay. Well, halfway there already.
Come on, cast. There we
For the
go.
clan.
Yep, he's casting it.
What do you want? Well, okay.
Okay, so that works. Perfect. Plus, he'll be quite powerful in melee, so if something does attack him, he'll deal quite a bit of damage. But this is really good. We've got a cool support unit. Another cool support unit, I mean. So this is a Siegen support unit. Flame Shield, Steel Skin, Flame Storm. Perfect. So then the Ragefire will have... The basic version will have... what? What other abilities do we have? I think basic will be Chain Fireburst. And upgraded will be Chain Fireball. And these will have fairly long cooldowns. What sort of Titan do I want him to be? What did we do with the human Titan? As a large flying unit, they move at a speed of 150. So obviously the Ragefire moves at normal speed. And attack from a range of 3. They can dispel black ores with their lands and inflict other debuffs. Let's open up the stat sheet. What did I do for the Wood Elves, though, first? What is the upgrade data? Basic Griffin Riders cast Aura of Agility. Royal Griffin Riders are stronger, tougher, and cast Aura of Strength to boost their allies' damage. And then what about the Wood Elves? Both Elf Titans revolve around buffing the Elves. 2 main weaknesses. Being a Titan, they can strike from a range of 3. Can always contribute damage in a fight. Lastly, their fists can root enemies to the ground. That buff allies. Treants can summon alternating weaker Forest Elders that can cast Aura of Endurance, Aura of Strength. So these are sort of a buffing support unit. I could just make the Ragefire a raw combatant. Okay. Could just do pure physical DPS. Let's take a brief look at stats and equipment. Base stats for the Treant is 130, 168, 200. What about the Treant? No, that's... Oh, that should say Griffin Rider. Say Royal Griffin, Normal Griffin. Let's take a look at the Wood Elves. So quite a bit weaker. Strength of 90 compared to the 130. Okay, so we'll make him like a pure DPS. Okay. What would the veteran do? Veteran's got basic and Alright. I don't actually know what the current veteran does. Orc Rune army. Veteran. Nope, I don't want the picture. I want the thing. Upgrades Thunderstrike attacks are able to apply Spark to enemies. They don't have any abilities though, do they? High armor. The veteran's supposed to make... But then there'll just be a copy of, Then they would just be a copy of the protectors for the Wood Elves. We need a unit that can stand up in the front line. So let's go durability for both units. And then the upgraded guy gets Berserk. Berserk. Spark. Because the orcs are a bit more selfish, so I think that works alright. I think I'm happy with this. Yep, that's it. I'm happy with this. I will take this off and write it up nicely. But I think we are just about done with this. They should inflict something with their... I think thorns. Just for a small chance to deal some additional damage. Okay, so we've decided on the roles for all of these units here. So that's all done. Or we can just make this green. Perfect, all done. Now we need to look into some spells. Let's rework Assistance. This one's going to be tricky. Okay. Yep, OBS still's fine. Let's close down all of these documents I don't need right now. Nope, that's not it. All right. We need to prepare a spreadsheet for white magic. That means we're gonna go all the way back here. Spells, magic, level 4 plus. Okay. Let's kill all of this. No, we're just doing white magic today. Okay. What spells are we working on? Assistance? Or, as I call it, Destiny Bond. A little Pokemon Easter egg. Endurance. Or Aura of Endurance. Let's bring up my other documents. No, items. Spells. Scroll all the way down. Destiny Bond, Aura of Endurance. And then for nature, it is Cure Disease, Aura of Regeneration. Well, let's do regen first. Regeneration. Cure Disease. For boons, it is Fast Walking, Reinforcements. Yeah, not a lot for boons. Nothing interesting this update. Let's copy damage per tick. No. Oh, we shouldn't do it this way. No, we shouldn't do it this way. We should copy the... We should copy the table that is the closest. That way we don't have to... Okay. So sorry about that, guys. The first spell we're working on is Assistance, which is unique, so it doesn't matter what we copy. Let's give ourselves plenty of space to work with. No, that's weird. Okay, we'll leave it there. Okay. The next spell is Aura of Endurance, which I think will take the same data as... This should take the same data as Aura of Strength, which was a level 2 spell. There it is, Aura of Strength. Literally the exact same data. I don't need to change this. That is correct. Next is, what did we say? Cure Disease, which will be the same as Cure Poison, which was also a level 2 spell. Cure Poison. Regeneration is going to be a unique spell compared to, so we just do this. Got Destiny Bond, Endurance, Cure Disease, Regeneration, Fast Walking is next. How powerful do we want Fast Walking to be? Can't be as weak as the... No, it can't be as weak as Strength. Maybe it should be. Being able to move fast is... Let's do the same as Strength and Endurance. It's quite a powerful effect in the right build. Okay, and then last is Reinforcements, which is another unique spell. Alright, regen is obviously going to be very different, so we can delete these values. Cure Disease is going to be basically exactly the same as Cure Poison, just for disease. Endurance is exactly the same as Strength in terms of numbers, so we keep this as is. And then Destiny Bond is unique, so we'll work on this ourselves. Let's get these images. Let's get these images in. First order of business is to upscale these. So I've got nice images. White magic. Okay, there's assistance. We will do a digital art upscale. No, okay. Let's not get upset over this. Media pictures. Okay, let's delete that. 4 times. Thank you very much. That looks fine. Then we need to upscale. I think regeneration's already upscaled, isn't it? Doesn't look like it. So let's upscale endurance. Then we'll upscale fast walking. And we'll upscale regen, which I'm pretty sure is already upscaled, but whatever. Then we need to upscale cure disease. I think that's it for the time being. Alright, we'll Control C, drag this in. Control V. Aura of Endurance. Sorry guys, I am fussy with my graphics, so if I can make these images look nice, I'd rather they look nice. Fast walking. Regeneration. What else? Cure disease. Perfect. All we got to do now is swap these images out. Swap these images out. Change picture to assistance. Hey, why did that change? I can just do this. Yeah, whatever. Don't know why that changed aspect ratio. Yeah, we'll fix this up, make it look nice another time. Sure, that's a proper way to put images in Excel, but I don't know. Oh, oops, this was... We forgot to upscale one. Reinforcements. Where's reinforcements? There's reinforcements. Okay, that's it. Okay, perfect. There we go. So, Destiny Bond. The real variable so this is vanilla targets. This is reborn. No. Let me think about this. No, that is the effect. So vanilla targets, reborn targets. Mana cost. Mana cost. So, for this spell, casting speed changes. Cooldown remains the same. What other variables can we play with? Assistance. Give me just a moment. Okay. Right, so. Oops. Sorry about that, I'm back. So, what other variables can we play with? Radius, number of units, so let's tighten the radius down, or should we increase it? I think we'll start by tightening it, but tightening it will allow you to deliver increased burst damage to a single target more frequently when you're engaging in fights where enemies kind of stagger into each other. So I think it's better to tighten it slightly, not too much. Okay. I know Assistance 13 is not actually 2 units. I might have to refer to Control F Assistance. No. I could be wrong here, but I'm going to assume that it was 5 units because each level increases. If we see here, that goes up by 1, by 1, by 1, by 1, by 1, by 1. So I'm going to assume this is 5. Okay, so cast speed, radius, duration. It's cheap and fast to cast, but it does cost you time to cast it. The vanilla game had a duration of what? 30 seconds. Okay, well, let's add it anyway. So duration. So let's put these two down here. Duration up here. That is all we can tweak. Okay. What about reinforcements? Alright, reinforcement. All you've got is a radius. That is interesting. Okay, so the main variable then will be radius. Vanilla radius, reborn radius. Vanilla mana cost. Reborn mana cost. And we will do a cast speed. Cooldown. And I think those are the only variables I can tweak. Excellent. This stays as is. That's not endurance, that's fast walking. Regeneration. Cure disease, endurance. Okay, I think this sheet is prepped, so we can just get on with the number crunching now. Alright. No. Regeneration. Sorry, we gotta do regeneration. Let's prep regeneration. What is the spell type ID? No. Sub effect is regenerate. Yes, tick rate's very important to me, so we're gonna have to muck around with this. So, this is vanilla heal, reborn heal, tick rate. We've already got tick rate here. Then let's call it number of ticks. Tick rate. Oh, actually, tick count. That's a better way of explaining it. So then we got tick count, heal amount, time between ticks. And then we've got the traditional aura aspects. No, this isn't the right one. Sorry, let me get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. Save, I guess. Insert. Okay, so let's do tick rate for the heal. And then we need a tick rate for the aura. Oops. Tick rate for the... What else do we need? Mana per tick, which is upkeep. We've already got that. I don't know what this is. Or a target type. That is Aura of Regeneration. Is there anything else I need to know about the regenerate effect? No. Okay. Now we're ready to get on with it. Let's type out this data here for assistance. Assistance starts at 5 number of units and then increases by 1 until 12. Ah, so there is no vanilla. So this is NA. This is NA. For us, how are we going to change it? Let's start at hitting 3 maximum. And then after level 6, we hit 2 maximum. The mana cost needs to be cheap. So again, this is NA. What am I thinking? Let's just do a flat 15. Cast speed will go from 1000. Let's decrease it by 50. We're down to 450 by 12. That feels reasonable. Duration. Let's actually put these here. Do the radius first. Duration in milliseconds, cast speed in milliseconds, radius. Now radius starts from... It actually decreases. Or no, I set the radius to 10. So the radius starts at 5. Or does it? Yes, it does. Radius starts at 5 and then steadily increases until it gets to 10. I actually want to tighten the radius from from 10, then 9 for 3 levels, then 8 for 3 levels, and then 7. Duration is 30 seconds across the board. Okay. It's a cheap spell. It casts quickly. I don't think I need any more than 30 seconds. Could start at 20. Cooldown is instant. That should make this spell somewhat useful. We'll experiment. This is one that's going to require a lot of experimentation just to see if we can get it to actually be of any sort of use. But this is my preliminary attempt. My initial data set here. Endurance remains pretty much on par with strength. There's no need to change any of this. Cure disease, again the same. It's just changing levels and mana costs. Needs to be a cheap spell. Regen, this is... We'll come back to this later because this one's going to be tricky. Fast walking. How much do I want to increase the player's move speed? Oh, actually, we should have the vanilla data anyway, just to be sure. So let's look at endurance. So endurance goes from 13 to 24. Really? Let's double check to make sure I haven't already changed these numbers. Ah, I did change them. So it goes 20, 21, 22. 20, 21, 22. Does it increase by 1 every single level? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Yes, it does. So we can just do a series all the way up here. 31. No. 20, 21. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. That's level 8 to level 12. So it actually ends at 23. 22. Is that what the data tells me? Data tells me it starts at 13. Alright, let's assume it starts at 13, but it looks like it goes like this. Okay. Let's check the upkeep cost, make sure that is correct. Upkeep starts at 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Oh, that is weird. 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. Yeah, this looks correct. Cure disease. I don't need the map anymore. Cure disease. Zero, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 6. 4, 5, 7. Well, let's just leave it. I'm not in the mood to document this shit. This is weird. This is pretty much going to remain the same anyway. What's the cost out of curiosity? Starts at 7 and works its way up. Yeah, that looks correct. Alright, fast walking. Let's cross-reference again just to make sure. Starts at level 6 at +9. What's the sub effect? Is quickness. Quickness. At level 6, it is 15. Which is not what I have here. Have I already changed it? Unless sub effect 50, 719, 720, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. No, this seems to be increasing correctly. So then I've got the wrong numbers. Let's go 15, 14. Drag this backwards. I find it hard to believe that it's that slow, but alright. Okay. Sorry, fast walking. Let's again double check the mana cost, which I think should be standard. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. It's got that weird mana costing. Yeah, that's there. Let's keep that for now. Yeah, no, I've already changed this. If this gives me 27, was it? 22. Okay, I think I want to double check this one, but first let's do reinforcements. Which is NA, sorry, keep forgetting these spells are not in vanilla. So this is NA, NA. Okay, that's pretty much settled. Let's double check. I don't need to save. Let's double check the vanilla game, which will require me to go here, games, modding, nope, Spellforce. think I need a clean vanilla data file. So give me this, Control V, Control C, Control C. Drop this into the data. And we'll open this one. Aura of fast walking. No, we want quickness. Starts at 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wow, it really does. Whew, that's crazy. Okay. Alright, we've done what we set out to do, which was change up Destiny Bond. Is it in the schedule to actually change it? Yes, implement game data. Okay, then we will implement this game data now. Yep. Let's go text assistance. Put that up top, right? So first thing is first, we need to change spell text ID. This is now Destiny Bond. Don't you dare tell me I can't fucking change. What's going on here? Doesn't seem to want to change the name. My editor's acting really badly lately, and I'm not sure why. There it is, Destiny Bond. Alright, we actually need to create a bunch of these. Alright, so we will copy one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, this is weird. Seven. Wait a minute. Why is... Oh, the editor is not behaving the way it used to. It's making it harder for me to do things. Edit special. Yeah, I'm not sure why this editor's working this way. I don't know much I can do. Yeah, okay, so we have to find 2961. We're just gonna have to scroll down. Two 961. Copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. Copy this ID. Change this ID. 3690, 3691, 3692, 3693, 3694, 3695, 3696, 3697. Let's make sure this is right. 3686, 87, 88, 89, 991, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Okay, now we just need to change these values. This is Destiny Bond 1, Destiny Bond 2, Destiny Bond 3, Destiny Bond 4, Destiny Bond 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so what are the mana values? Just 15 across the board. Okay, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 'kay. Then we have radius. Oh, let's do targets. So additional targets. So 2 and 1. So we're starting at 2 additional targets. And then after level 6, only 1 additional target. Then we have radius, which starts at 10. Every 3 levels decreases by 1. 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7, and then cast speed. Is 50 milliseconds really worth it per level up? This has to be a very cheap spell. How cheap is it? No, this needs to be cheaper than that. This needs to be like 50 copper. Really cheap. So let's change the cost on that. Otherwise, it is not really worth spending the money. I even think then we should do this. What happens if I do this? Oh, that is way too fast. Let's do 1250. $11.75. Bring us down to 425. Okay, that seems more reasonable. Okay. Let's change that cast speed then. Can I just do this? Oh, I can. Okay. Eight, 2, 5. 6, 7, 5. Cooldown is 500 across the board, so I should have just done this initially. Would have been easier. Now I gotta do more copying and pasting. Okay. Done. Now I just need that duration. Starts at 20,000. Boy. What the hell's going on? Some fields you can't copy from. Oh boy, that's annoying. 22, 1, 2, 3. 23, 1, 2, 3. 24, 1, 2, 3. 25, 1, 2, 3. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 30. Okay, that's it. We've officially implemented the game data for this. Overwrite. And let's load up the game. Oh, what am I doing? This guy. Oh, oh, right. Oh, God. We've got to do the thing now. Let's schedule that for another time. Let's copy this. And what we'll do is we will to be scheduled. Assistance. Spell scrolls. Okay. So we've officially done this. I don't think I'll have time to deal with the mini mapping. With the mapping, I mean. Let me think. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna have time for this. Alright, I need to eat something, so I'm gonna leave the stream there. I know, I said I'd go for 3 to 4 hours, but I should have eaten something before I started. Alright, I'll leave it there.